Hello everybody and welcome back to Vintage Thursday. So today you join us with another new addition to the collection. I think it's the first one this year and the first one since we bought the 35X. So what we have here is a Massey Ferguson number 10 fertiliser spreader. So long-term viewers will remember back in, I think it was 2021, we were lucky enough to buy a number 12 spreader. Okay, so this is the mate to a 12. The 10 is the mounted spreader, the 12 is the larger trailed spreader. So now we are lucky enough to have one of each in the collection. So it is on the 35X today, but this machine actually dates from the 100 series era. I think they came out in 1964 with the 100 series, so it is a little bit too new for the 35X, but doesn't matter, it sits on it very nicely. It is the right size for the small tractor. So you may remember, if you did see that number 12 video, there are some parts of the number 12 missing, and I was kind of hoping to find a number 10 to either copy the missing parts, which is the rate control bits. So I was either hoping to find a number 10 to copy it, or a rotten out number 10 to rob the bits from. Shortly after that video came out, I actually found a number 11 spreader, and there's another video. If you go back a couple of years, there's a video on that, but the number 11 spreader is quite different to the number 10, so it wasn't useful for recreating the missing bits. And then fast forward to just about Christmas of 2023, and I was lucky enough to locate basically from here downwards of another number 10. Okay, so we now have everything we need to recreate the 12. And then recently this number 10, complete in good condition, came up for sale. It wasn't close to home, which is unfortunate, but I am very lucky because of YouTube. We have got to know nice people dotted around the UK, and I have to say thank you to Andy, because he collected and sorted out delivery of this spreader for me from Cambridgeshire. Actually, this came from Cambridgeshire, so thank you to Andy for sorting all that out for me. That is the good community of YouTube going along. So what is it and what are our long-term plans for it? So this is, like we said, this is a number 10. It is in exceptional condition for a machine from the 1960s and a fertiliser spreader from the 1960s. There is no welding in the hopper at all, not a bit. It has been repainted. This is not original paint, so it has had a coat of paint at some point, which can only be a good thing. It's preserved what is already a nice machine anyway. So it is in good condition, everything works. This afternoon I have got the shaft put back together. It's a bit crusty where the slide-in tubes were a bit crusty. I've cleaned all those up. It connects to the tractor. I have put some oil in the gearbox because that was dry. So what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to start up, see if it all turns, because we haven't done that yet. Well, I know it all turns. It all turns nice and freely, but I haven't turned it with the tractor power, under tractor power yet. So we're going to do that in a minute, live on video kind of thing. So apart from being complete and all free turning, the spreader mechanism is all free turning. Also the rate control mechanism, we just move that. So this bit here is not original. Okay, so this is a welded on end. The original lever is here, and I think it would have been a bit longer. Okay, but this has been put on, I believe, well, I'm guessing to use it on a cab tractor, because I have had this hitched on the 550 briefly to move it around the yard, and that is perfect for reaching out of a cabbed tractor. You don't need it that long for the 35, but it is, I think you do need that little bit of extra length to get into a cab. So I believe, well, I'm guessing that's what's happened to it in the past. Anyway, so this is rate on and off lever, and here on the plate you have lots and lots of holes and a graduated scale around the edge here. Okay, so what you would do, you would look up in the book to see what rate you want to put on, and then you would set with this pin, you would set this into whichever hole you decide you want to use, and then it's simply, this is lever in the closed position, open your lever to touch on the stop while you're spreading, close it back again. Nice and simple. And what that is doing is there is a hole here on the end of my finger. Okay, so at the moment it is closed. As you open the lever, you can see you've just opened just a little crack there. That lets your fertiliser flow through while your shaft is spinning, picking it up and spreading it. And then inside the hopper you have an agitator that is turning as well, just to make sure there's no lumps, and there's little fingery bits to poke it through, make sure it feeds through. Because there's, make sure it feeds through the slots that are in the bowl down in the bottom there. Okay, so that's just constantly turning with the disc, just keeping things flowing freely. So in a future video we are going to go through more closely how to operate this, how to set it up, because I think, because it's in such good condition, I think we're going to put a little bit of fertiliser through this one. One day when we've got time, when we're spreading out on the grazing land, we will half fill this and go out and spread it. So in preparation for that, we're going to have to learn how to set this up, because there are lots of little adjustments you need to do to this to make it work the way you want it to. And one quite you can adjust how far that gap opens to set your rate of material hit into the disc. And I think I'm right in saying you can also adjust where the fertiliser lands onto the disc. Okay, so there is a graduated scale up here that it does turn. Okay, so everything is nice and freely moving. So by moving this, you move where this hole is. That then determines where the material drops onto the disc. Okay, so by doing that, you can adjust your spread pattern. Part of what you need to do that is, if I can get it out, this handy little spanner. Okay, so we are very lucky that this has survived with the machine all this time. And what this does, this fits into a hole in that central metering bowl, and then you would move this around. That's all to do again with, there we are, put that into a different hole there. That's all to do with altering your spread pattern. So we've got to learn about all that, but it's all free. It all turns as it should, so it shouldn't be a problem. So that is a little video coming up we will do. We will actually get the spreader out and use it, because I think that is just a handy little thing to do. And so once we've done that, then long term plans for this, because it is so nice, it is such good condition, we will strip this down, clean it all down, paint it, and have a fully restored fertiliser spreader, just because there's so little work involved in it. It is just basically clean the paint off. The small bits of rust that there is doesn't need repairing, it just needs cleaning, and then we'll get some paint on it, make it nice and shiny again. So that is long term, probably a winter project, that is, just because it would, I do like original condition stuff like this. Okay, so I do like this a little bit rusty, but I'm not so keen on having something that is not original paint. Okay, so this has been repainted, so I think we'll do the job properly, sandblast it all, blast it all back, get it clean, and have a shiny spreader. So there we go. Long-term plans, well, short-term plans, learn how to use it and have a little play with it. Long-term plans, paint it, make it shiny. So there we go. So all we have left to do for this introductory video, like we said, we're going to put it into gear, make sure it all goes round. Well, I know it goes round, but we'll make sure it goes round quietly without causing any issues. So I think we'll have a little go at that now. Well, I think we'll call that a success. It runs quietly, it runs smoothly, it's not out of balance. We didn't have it up running too quickly, but yeah, it's nice and quiet, that's the main thing. So there we go. I think that gives us a confidence now to put some fertiliser in it and have a go in a week or two's time when we get round to it. Yeah, so in that next video we will learn how to use it, learn how to set it up, learn how to use it, work out forward speeds and all that kind of stuff, and put a little bit of fertiliser in it to try it. So there we go. You could subscribe, couldn't you, and come back and watch a future video on the number 10 fertiliser spreader. So there we go. I will say thank you very much for watching. Just a little quick one today, celebrating our new arrival. So I will say thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.